I'm Jackie Lovejoy. I'm president of the Dearborn Area Chamber of Commerce. And with me today on this great show called So That's What You Do is Dearborn Heights Mayor Bill Bazzi. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Jackie. It's good to be on the show.
My pleasure.
I heard a lot of great things about you.
Oh, that's wonderful. Thank you. I hear a lot of great things about you,
well,
too.
Thank you.
You know, so many people think of a mayor or a city manager or somebody like that is just a figurehead. And you have a wealth of experience being a Ford retiree, a Marine veteran. Let's talk about a little, and you've been on city council for 7 years before.
3 years.
3 years before you became mayor. So let's talk a little bit about your preparedness for this role and how you came to be the mayor.
Oh, wow. That's
We're going to start with your history.
Okay. Well, you know, one of the things, being in the military, especially in the Marine Corps, 21 years, some of the concepts they teach you about leadership, how to, run, different units, and even spending time overseas, we were able to assist countries in developing certain areas that when they send us to, and also with the State Department, they sent us on a couple of assignments. You try to help out like different areas, and so one of the things that we actually got chosen, few of us, to go to a country, Tunisia, and to help out elected officials. It was after the spring and the Arab Spring. So we went there, we try to help out, shadow some of the elected officials, see what they're doing. You learn about how they run their operations. And so we teach them the way we run things over here, about budgeting, about like city operations and, everything. So the State Department actually liked that idea. So they said, hey, let's carry it, let's do more things. So this year, actually, they chose to do Morocco. So Morocco is going to be the next country we're going to go to, and we'll be there for a week and do the same thing. But also, like at Ford, I learned, being an engineer, so you kind of learn a little bit about, a little bit about different things, how to run, not just like the city, but, engineering, management, just the different things that we need. And
cross-team cooperation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly, especially being on the council, you saw a lot of things going on, and so you get chance to really learn about city, what's going on, what needs to get done, for the city. You're approving everything you're seeing, so you kind of see like, okay, what the things that entails, what not how to run the city, but everything. From approving, different things, invoices, to, just like I was studying everything. So everything came across me. I went through the whole packet, the council packet from A through Z. And I spent a lot of hours reading it.
Well, back to your Marine history, my uncle's a Marine.
Mm-hmm.
It's boots on the ground. And you live in the weeds and you get things done and you have to have your homework done. And I don't think everybody thinks that about public service.
Yeah, and you do actually. So we had last year, when I was appointed, it was like really tough, jumped in the middle of it. And like you said, being a Marine, it is boots on the ground. You can't just sit behind a desk and, operate everything behind your desk. We were on the ground, especially during the flooding. We talked to residents. We got different elected officials to come in. Even the governor came and boots on the ground with the governor and some of her staff, state police, FEMA, SBA. Everybody came to Dearborn Heights, and it was one of the first times that we had that many, that delegation to come to Dearborn Heights. So it's really good to get, everybody on the ground, and that's some of the stuff that I learned in the Marine Corps. If you want to get something done, you do have to be on the ground to see what's going on, listen to residents, just to see exactly what they're talking about. So, instead of just people calling, sending emails, you're there, you're seeing actually what's going on.
Come see the situation, see how bad this is.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So you were appointed, and then you ran for mayor.
Yes.
Last fall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You want to talk about that campaign a little bit?
Yeah. So it was. The first year being appointed, it was pretty tough. So I didn't have really time to campaign. It was basically 17, 18-hour days. Weekends, and I didn't take any days off, no vacation.
A lot of learn by doing. Yes.
Yes, and it was hard. Trying to get the right team in place to run the city. And one of the first things, like people say, the city with a future. But if you don't do anything about the situation, then there's actually no future. So I wanted to propel our city forward, and so that's all I did, trying to fix things. And but at the same time, I was busy with the flooding, with everything going on. So when I ran in, so we had 2 in August and November. So I did pretty good, because people saw the difference between people engaged with them, people on the ground, people just listening to their voice. And that's some of the stuff that when I came in, I said, the residents are my customers. Residents always come first. And we teach residents that customers. So when you go purchase something, you want that person you're purchasing stuff from or service to treat you with respect, to treat you as a customer, and that's what I wanted.
That's great, because that really eliminates a disconnect that a lot of people feel. Not that I like to move at all, but a lot of times when I shop or I go to different places, I'll vote with my feet and I'll vote with my wallet. And if I'm not being heard, it's like, that's okay. There's 18 other stores that sell whatever widget I'm looking for that day. It's great when your city government hears what you're saying and they're responsive, and they help eliminate some of the roadblocks along the way.
Yes, and especially being a mayor, you have a lot to say into how people do things. And being on council is different, because then you're just 1 out of 7 votes. But as a mayor, you can say, hey, this is what I want, because you already know what needs to get done for the city. I have great directors. I have a great police chief, great fire chief. So everybody's working in sync right now. Everybody's working together. So we're doing training. So my HR director, she's doing an amazing job. She set up training sessions for all of us, including myself, so we can work together, see how we can work together and what we can do to serve our residents. We also had an offsite, with all of us working together for about 8 hours, and it was amazing. So you get to see what makes us
Everyone's
click.
strengths and weaknesses.
Yes.
And I don't like paperwork. You do like paperwork. How can we backfill each other and things like that? And those are the small things, just so everybody's on the same page, delivering the same message.
Yes, and some of the stuff that I discovered is now I know there's certain things I know what frustrates residents, because of certain things, there's some roadblocks, and that's some of the stuff that I wanted to do is take those just get rid of them, no roadblocks. If you need anything, let's get it done. What does it take to get something done? I don't want to hear like, hey, this can't be done, or this is not the way we've done it in years. I'm like, well, that's in the past. Right now, tell me what can we do to move us forward. So if there's a problem, let's figure it out, or even brainstorm ideas. And one of the things, I'm pretty good with most of the mayors, or all the mayors in the area, the supervisors. So we talk, I use them as a mentor. They give me, some of them have been here for years or been in their position for a few terms. So we talk about what we need in the city, and they've helped me. And some of them, they actually send me whatever information I need. And we start to tap into their directors as well, or even the police, see what we can do collaboratively. So
That's
we can
great.
help.
Historical knowledge, people who've gone down the road before. How can we, cross-pollinate great ideas, things like that. We do that in the Land of Chamber, too.
Oh?
Yeah, the Michigan Chamber was just here last week, so it was a great planning session for our group, and we were off-site. And it does make a difference to take you out of the element that you're in. It gives everybody else a set of fresh eyes.
Yes. So if you see anything good, you say, okay, what can we do to be like that, instead of starting from scratch? So you don't want to reinvent the wheel. Let's figure out, brainstorm ideas, benchmark. Say, if the city, we use a couple cities that I use as a benchmark, and try to be better than them. That's some of the stuff that I always do. Especially being in the Marines. I don't want to do like what somebody who's running really slow. I want to go after the fastest person. So this is what I want to do, is I'm going to try to propel our city forward. So whatever we can do to move us forward, this is what I want. And, any help that I can get from anybody has any ideas, my door is always open. And some residents, they send me ideas, and I look at them to see what we can do. So it's not like a one-man show. Nobody can do this alone.
Right.
So I'm relying on my directors. I'm relying on the neighboring cities. As officials from the state, and also different agencies to help us, bring our city forward.
That's fantastic. Anything new that's coming on the horizon? We're going to do the Tale of Our Cities February 7th, where you and Mayor Hammoud will both have a platform. What went well? What are we going to do for next year? Anything you want to spill right now?
Well, I'll do it like a little teaser.
Okay.
So we're working on. We have some initiatives we're trying to do on Van Born corridor. I'm trying to attract businesses to the corridor. There's stuff, we'll talk about it then. And also the two biggest issues we have with the creek and also the Rouge, with the flooding issue. I'm working with the county and the state, so I'm hoping something will happen or something gets announced by then.
That's great.
Yeah, even yesterday, Sunday, we had a meeting regarding that, trying to push, it's like you have to be a good salesman. Also in the mayor's office.
Massage that forward a little bit.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, come on, you got to help us out. So you got to be a good salesman to help them, give you money. So we don't have to burden the residents with certain things. And you can actually get grants, or you can go see if the county can help, or even the state.
That's wonderful. That's great. That's all good news. So I think we're just about out of time. Thanks for being on the show.
Well, thank you,
So that's
Jackie.
what you do. And join us next time. Who knows where we'll turn up?